Welcome to the GenXtalks podcast, live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. It's the GenXtalks podcast. PodTrack is moving up and down. Looks like Streamlabs is moving side to side. Now I just need some confirmation from my wife. I need a little 5x5 from the KGXT Studios chat room and Discord. If you're not in Discord listening and chatting along, well, what the hell are you doing?
Good morning. How do they get onto the Discord channel?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Discord.gg/GenXtalks. And that brings you into the Discord server. And Discord's just a bunch of chat rooms. Just a little room called food. There's one called YouTube videos. There's one called
Memes.
Cars. Yeah, there's just a little
Hobbies, books.
It's chat rooms for old people, just like back in the day. Anyway, one of them is KGXT Radio. You go in that chat room, people are hanging out, man. That's how we're talking during the show.
Maybe you'll find a love connection.
You just
See
might.
what I did there?
You did, yeah.
Be back in 2 and 2. I'm just saying.
Well, a little spry this morning, aren't you? Getting after
I
it.
slept pretty good, probably because
Oh
our
my
dog
God.
slept. My dog slept with me all night.
You had a fit the other night that he got up and your feet got cold. So last
You
night,
always kick him out of bed.
there's not room for 3 of us in there, and the dog doesn't care where he lays. He'll be.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is payback.
For what?
Because you had Briggs sleep with us until he was goddamn 3 years old. You just could not let him go. I'm like,
I
this
know.
is bad.
All the other
This
kids,
is
I
really
couldn't
bad.
do it. But Briggs, even as a baby, I'm like, I just needed him.
He's so little, and he's the last
I
one.
know, he's the
and
last
he needs
one.
to sleep with us. No, he does not. That kid rolls around
Hey,
everywhere. So now we
man,
have
you're
my dog.
Putting all my business out on the street there, man. And people, I'm going to lose my edge, my persona.
Because
I
you
have
like babies?
I have a reputation to keep up. I don't like babies. And you know I don't care for babies. I don't care for babies at all. They don't talk, can't do anything, they just poop and eat. When they're about 3, then I start getting interested. That's the truth.
Yeah, when you can throw him on the bed.
Yeah, when I can throw them around and they can survive, like, if you can toss a kid 12 feet into like 37 pillows and they can survive, that's when kids become fun. Yeah, up until then, it's just a bunch of broken bones and going to the hospital. Other than that, I don't care. But I'm into it when they're older. I can have someone to talk to. I want to have them communicate, you know?
Yes, but he cuddled. He keeps my feet warm.
Well, that's what I said.
That's
The
the
other night
best.
you bitched because he got out of bed and your feet got cold and you were just a miserable wretch.
If my feet are warm, I'm good. And
Yeah.
I couldn't, usually, just so you guys know, usually the dog goes to bed with me because
Yeah.
you're usually up watching TV or working
Yeah.
or whatever. And he lays with me. And when he'll come to bed, he gets out.
Yeah, he just
He
picks
like
up.
knows. He leaves and goes to his bed. But last night, he cuddled in.
Yep.
And you came to bed really late, so I
Yeah.
think he was in REM sleep when you
Yeah,
came
he
to bed.
didn't even care. He saw me. He's like, I'm not moving. I'm too comfortable.
Oh, did he look at you?
He looked at me like, I've been here long enough than you. I've been here long enough. I've established some territory. You're going to fit around to me. Yeah, he didn't want to move at all. So.
Oh my gosh. And then we were really surprised because usually he gets up, either it's too hot or something, and he gets up and leaves the bed. But no, he was still there when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, well, it brings me to skipping around on what we were going to talk about today. Talking about the dog getting up and leaving because of temperature. We've changed. You and I have changed a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And we didn't, it's not even like we role reverse, like, well, you used to bitch about A, and now I bitch about A. No. It used to be, we had these big, long, drawn out, knocked down, broken tooth, bloody, bruised fights in California for 25 years over the thermostat. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to submit some evidence to you at this time, and here's what it is. I would tell her in the summertime, pick a temperature, and she goes, summertime, 75 is a good temperature, 75 is fine, 75, 75, 75, and that was okay with you. All right, wintertime comes, and I set the thermostat to 75. Now, why would I set it to 75? Because you conditioned me all summer that 75 was the perfect temperature. Winter comes around and you set the thermostat to like 65, 68 degrees. I'm like, what are you doing? you told me the perfect temperature was 75. And that's when I learned that there is a summer temperature and a winter temperature.
Exactly.
Which is dumb.
Depends on the type of clothes I'm wearing.
Okay, now
Shorts and a tank top, 75's okay. Plus, we had 8 children, and our electric bill was skyrocketing. The other thing is that in the winter, I can layer.
yeah.
So it's 68 degrees in the house. I can layer and layer and layer and be fine.
So in the wintertime, set the thermostat to 75 and walk around in a tank top.
You know what? Now that I'm where I'm at now, 72 is the optimum temperature all the time.
This is where I'm switching stuff. This is where, because we fought, I could not get you to ever admit what a perfect temperature was in the house. It was seasonal for you. We get up here, and the other day, you were starting to get cold. And it's not even cold here in Minden yet. The Loop Studios, we haven't even touched cold
No,
yet.
I know that. Yesterday
But
I
you
was
were
cold.
starting to get a little cold, so
Yeah.
you went and had your nails done. And when you came back, I had set the temperature in the house, I think to 71 or 72. And you were like, hey, why is the house warm? And I set it to where I thought you wanted it. This is where the role reverser comes in. I think we're getting old. Because you went and changed it back down to a cooler temperature for me. Because I'm still a big fat guy. And I sweat pretty easy. I get uneasy in warm temperatures still.
Right.
Well, we've gone from fighting for what temperature we want. Now I'm changing it to help you. You're changing it back to help me.
Well,
Completely the opposite of where we were.
And I bet you people will agree. At night, I love a cold room.
Yeah.
Like I like and yesterday when I went to bed, I turned the thermostat down because
Right.
it was still kind of warm in the house. And I love to be under the covers
I
and
know.
stuff. So I turned the thermostat down because
Well, guess what? That big bedroom window we have, in about 2 months,
I know.
I'll be able to open that and you can have all the cold, wind, and snow. How much snow do you want on the floor? There's going to be how much you want. How cold do you want it to be?
Yeah, well, I'm going to get out that big comforter. That's what's going to happen.
All right. So speaking of your nail lady, since we're jumping around here, okay, you told me something about she had like a story to tell, a ghost story or something?
Oh, yeah, I was telling her about the OTR, the off the record
Yeah.
show that you do. And I was telling her, it's tonight. I got to get home because we have the world show and stuff because we were talking about it.
Right.
And remember, she came to the barbecue.
Yeah, she was, but you didn't tell me what the story was about.
Well, I told her that, she goes, what's off the record? And I told her, oh, it's people call in about ghost stories and conspiracy theories, da 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 da. And she goes, oh my gosh, I have one. I said, what? I said, yeah. I go, what is it? She goes, well, it's a ghost story. And she told me what it was. She used to live in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of those things.
Right.
And she goes, as a teenager, they went ghost chasing. There was lots of stories back there of like mansions that were
Sure,
haunted and
yeah.
this. And she goes, we went. A lot of times there was nothing but this one house they went to, and she said that her and four other friends, one stayed in the car because she freaked out when they got to the house, went
Right.
there. They started going to these bedrooms. She said the theory was that if you go to these bedrooms and say something like a sentence or something, these ghosts appear. And she thought it was bullshit.
Right.
And she couldn't remember what it was, but she says that so they split up in twos, and one went in one bedroom, one went in the other, and the one group said the thing, and I guess a ghost appeared, and they freaked out and started running down the stairs and screaming and yelling, and her and her girlfriend heard them screaming, so she goes, well, they get to the stairs, and they're holding onto the rail going down the stairs. The girl behind her had a flashlight, and when they got out of the house and everything, they were like, did you hear that? Did you see that? Da, 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 da. And they're getting in the car, and they're going home, and she looked at her friend, and she goes, why the hell did you push me down the stairs? She goes, I couldn't push you down the stairs. I had a flashlight in one hand. I was holding onto the handrail. She goes, you pushed me down the stairs. And she goes, look at my back. And the girlfriend looked at her back, and she had 2 handprints. Alana had
Whoa.
2 handprints on her back that
Wow.
were still there when
I
in the
want
car.
to hear that story.
And I was like, holy shit. I go, you need to call in.
This almost makes up for the fact that she takes 3 hours plus to do your nails. All the times we've been married, 25 some 30 years, I have never seen a nail lady take this long. Ever, ever,
we
ever.
chat
ever.
a lot. We
Well,
talk a lot.
Get with the program. We got shit to do.
You know what? It's my me day.
You were supposed to come home and grab lunch. We didn't get lunch till 3:30.
Wah.
I mean, come on.
You know what? There's this really cool thing in the kitchen called a refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's got food in it.
I know. Every time I
It's
go
got
in there,
lunch meat in there.
I went in there one day and I opened it up and it was like empty and it's magic. The next day I went in, I opened it up,
Isn't
it was
it crazy?
totally full.
There's leftovers in there. And there's this other magic thing that it came out when we were younger called a microwave.
You know what? I had to survive on malt balls and tap water until you got home.
Hold on.
Just so
Who
you
said
know.
you can get into my Halloween candy?
Okay, I think we've established at this point in our relationship, you always buy candy and pre-candy. Okay,
Wait a minute.
you've done this for you've done this for 25 years.
No.
This how, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me submit to you how this goes. She comes home usually in September. At the end of September with bags of candy and going,
Which is true.
I'm
That's
getting
true.
out in front of things here. I'm going to get some Halloween candy. And then right about 2 days before Halloween, you drive off and get all new candy. And I go, didn't you buy 10 bags of candy? And you're all, shut up. I ate it. Shut up. It's gone. Don't judge me. So there's always pre-candy. I've learned this with you.
Well, you know,
there's always
it
pre-candy.
depends on the stress level of the month prior.
Okay. Every September and October since we've been together, you always eat all the candy you buy, and then you have to go buy more.
Because I buy the candy I like. If I get stuck with candy after Halloween, I want it to be something I like.
Yeah, well, the first batch you just eat. There's like two
not true.
bags of candy
No.
is gone, and at the end of it, you're like, well, I only have like 6 pieces of candy to pass out. I got to go to the store again, and off you go again.
So what's wrong with that?
Because we're end up buying like 4 bags of candy for Halloween.
So, you know what? Stop putting this on me because I found candy wrappers on your desk in the studio this morning.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I think Briggs did that. I was pretty sure because he was in here last night. He was in here late. I don't know. I'll ask him.
You are so full of shit.
I'm just saying it's a possibility, and
No.
I should go check with him. Before we cast stones,
You blamed me yesterday for eating all the Butterfingers.
you did.
I don't like Butterfingers.
So
Why
what are you
would I
telling
eat
me?
them?
There's 3 in that. There's a bag of 17,000 candies, and they come with 3 Butterfingers. I don't think so. I don't.
Because
Come
nobody
on.
likes Butterfingers.
I love Butterfingers
Well, guess why they all disappeared?
because you ate them.
I don't like
Just to
Butterfingers.
piss me off. You probably fed them to the birds outside just to make me mad.
Why would no?
I think so. That's what I
No.
think. Well, what do I know? I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert.
You're the one. And then I noticed one more thing.
Yeah,
We're not
what?
done with this candy thing. I had 2 bags. One bag was open. One.
Yeah.
Now both bags are open.
I think Briggs opened the second bag.
No, he didn't.
Looking for the Butterfingers. I'm telling you, I think that's what he did.
You are such
You
a
know,
liar.
you know what? We'll have to. We have to table this discussion until he comes home from work. I think that's fair. That's reasonable. There could be material witnesses to what's going on. I think we should
Poor
hear.
Briggs isn't even here to defend himself.
I think we should involve all parties concerned before you start going off the rails again, and all 6 personalities come out, and I get beat
Wow.
up. I think that's reasonable. That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck is going on?
With what?
You.
Oh, what this? I didn't start this argument. There's nothing going on with me. You started this argument. I was fine. I was just talking, having a good day.
You're getting into my Halloween candy. Stop it. We have 29 days. I almost said 30, but 29 days.
You're gonna buy more candy. I know you are. You're gonna be down at Costco 2 days before Halloween, and I'm gonna be dragging my fat ass around with a cart, and you're gonna be throwing bags of candy in there, and I'm gonna be going, "What are you doing?" And you're gonna go, "Shut up! Don't judge me." I know it happens every year. I gotta say though,
You're pointing.
I gotta say, I started my day with a smile today.
Did you have sex?
No.
Without me?
Wouldn't you know if I did? No, I didn't. No, I didn't have.
Your
What
best
a-
friend is your hand.
What? Whoa. Whoa. Easy, Hoss. It's my penis, and I'll wash it as fast as I want to. Leave me alone.
That's how your day
No,
started.
it's not. That is not how. That is not what I was talking about at all. I wasn't. It didn't even go there.
What brought a smile to your face this morning? That you woke up next to me this morning?
No, because I didn't. I woke up next to your dog.
He's got soft hair like I do.
I
you know?
don't care. Just stop. You gotta stop right now. No, our bathroom, we had that big house in California, and our master bathroom didn't have a window, not an opening window. It had two
Those
walls,
glass blocks.
yeah, which
were
cool.
hotter than hell in the summer.
Yeah, it was terrible in the summertime, but you know, it let light in. You just couldn't see out of it clearly. It's just by design. I didn't really care, you know. I liked it. It wasn't a big deal. But in this house, the one that we leased here in Minden, we got to be here for a couple years while we build. The shower has an overhead long sliding window.
Long, narrow window.
Which I didn't really realize, like, okay, I don't really care one way or the other. But I'll tell you, there's two things I like. I like getting in that shower with that window cracked and it's got a brisk feel coming through it. I dig that. But today, I think you had the window mostly open. And I got in the shower and trying to wake up this morning and sunlight was coming through.
Uh-huh.
And I just realized, I don't know when the last time I could, you know, you taking a shower and you had some blue sky you could see and sunlight, because mostly there's never windows, even in the other houses we've let. There's no windows right in the shower area.
Right.
If there's a window in the bathroom, it's always over to one side. I got that. I don't know. We know this is a really tiny patio apartment style house, and they cram everything together in here. And I'm sure that was they did that out of necessity because it's the only place to put a window. But I'm telling you, I just sat there and I'm like, God, does this feel good? The breeze is coming in that window. It's overhead. It's over your head about a foot.
Yeah, but it touches you and then you got the warm water.
Yeah, it's the cool air. It was the blue sky. The sun came in. And I'm telling you, that was just, I was happy. It was just, I know it's a dumb thing to be happy about in there, but it was.
So is that a note you're taking for the future home?
No, I don't know that I would do that. I guess you could do that. I don't know how I would. Well, I wouldn't know how to design a bathroom shower with a window without it looking corny. I don't know. I'd love to do that. I would love to be able to have that.
That's for the architect to do.
Yeah, there's a.
You can give your wish list.
I know. I just wish there was a way to do that, because I didn't realize what I was missing, because I can't recall ever having an apartment or a house or even a double wide I lived in ever having that.
Well, I'm so glad you're a simple man and all it takes is a window.
What does that mean? What do you mean I'm a simple man?
Well, you're not picky about foods other than maybe your diet.
Well, yeah.
You eat pretty much everything sort of without complaints.
No, I never complain about food. I don't gripe.
Sometimes, but not always. And then you're happy when a song comes on the radio or sunshine is in your face in the shower.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't take that much to make you happy.
No, I do. I can be having kind of a mediocre day, and yeah, a song will come on the radio, and I'm all of a sudden I'm happy. Sunshine in my face in the shower makes me happy. If you
sounds like a song. Sunshine. Oh, sorry.
The shower makes me happy. I don't think that's the way that song goes.
Oh.
But yes, I will agree. Little things, I'm not picky about stuff. I'm just as happy. You fixed me breakfast this morning because I started working and you were cleaning up the kitchen. And you always try to throw together leftovers, which you and I agree.
Leftovers and eggs.
Well, we try
like a thing.
We do things on purpose to try to not waste food. So leftovers is always something. I never complain if I get last night's dinner for breakfast. Okay, I don't care.
I love last night dinner for breakfast.
So Briggs had some pizza, and you nuked 2 pieces of his pizza with eggs on it, and I ate that. I didn't eat the crust, so Dr. McDreamy doesn't get a little bent out of shape about the gluten. Unless you ordered him a gluten-free pizza, then I'm going to feel stupid.
No, I keep forgetting about that. I really need to try their gluten-free pizza.
We had that one time. I thought it was good. The pizzas that you've had before?
I ordered one for Bob and Krista Rose McKinley when they were here for the barbecue. Yeah. I ordered one and I asked them how it was. They said, I haven't had it. They really liked it.
I'm telling you, there's some places that make those things that are really good. You know, and you and I both know if we eat gluten, we know pretty quick our gut starts hurting, but not this time.
So, have you been missing your play dates at the Foxhole? Just come on, tell people you were at the play dates on Monday and Tuesday.
You told me I couldn't go over there. You told me that I wanted to go yesterday,
right?
And I was like heading out the door, and you're like, no, you're not going. And I think this is bullshit. Yeah. What? I had to call Sun Valley Fudge to call your brother today. I can't come over and play today. My mom says I got to stay home because we're doing something on Friday.
Right.
So you were like, no, you can't go Wednesday and Thursday. You got to stay here and get all your GenXtalks.
And you had 2 shows yesterday.
I did. I still could have done them.
Wow.
I could have done them. But I didn't. But no, I didn't go over there. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because he gets things set up like I'm coming over, and then I can't come over and play. He just thinks you're mean. That's what it is.
He does not think
yes,
his
she
little
does.
sister is
She goes,
mean.
what's wrong with her? Why is she so mean? I said, I don't know. Because my mom's so stupid. I just want to go. I swear I'm running away someday. I'm not going to stay here forever. I'm running away from home.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we've been getting some stuff done.
What are you guys have been working on? Big Old Blue?
Big Old Blue, yeah. We got the generator working, and it works really well. We got there was ramps for taking stuff in and out of the truck that there was no real way to hook them to the truck so the ramps didn't fall off.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me
So
about that.
we designed something, and we drilled it into the tailgate. Now, we're set.
How easy was that to do, drilling it into an old 1971 Dodge Ram?
That, I'm telling you, that iron on the back of that utility bed, it burned up 2 drill bits of the Sun Valley Fox's drill bits. I did the drilling on that.
Shoot.
And the second one, I'm like, give me a minute, I'm wore out. And he's like, what? I go, I can't drill anymore. It won't go through because you got to go through 2 layers of this tubing steel. And so then
Cars aren't built like that no more.
the third one, I could just take the drill bit on a new car without even turning the drill on. I could just poke a hole right through the metal, just lean up against it really hard. But the third one I was drilling was just kicking my ass. And so the Fox grabs he grabs the drill and he looks at it and it burned up the drill bit.
Oh.
So he goes,
That makes it difficult.
The one you're taking, you know what he did though? He pissed me off. I had to give him a look like, are you fucking kidding me?
So see, it's not me pissing you off. It's the Sun Valley Fox pissing
Well, you
off.
guys are brother and sister, so this makes sense. This is a family thing.
That's what happens.
I start drilling in the first hole and it's cutting, but it's really tough because it's old, thick iron and then drilling and drilling and drilling. And I'm not really getting this. It's not going through as fast as you would think it would. You know what your brother asked me?
I can't
You know what the
even
Sun
imagine.
Valley Fox asked me? He taps me on the shoulder. I stop drilling and I look up and go, what? He goes, you going the right direction with the drill? Yeah. He fucking asked me. I said, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to ask me if I've been leaning into this drill with my shoulder for 3 minutes. You're going to ask me if I'm going the right way. Like I wouldn't have checked that.
You know what's so funny about these stories that you tell me? This is all the stuff that you say to Briggs or you've said in a video, and now somebody's doing it to you.
Well, it's bullshit.
and now you know how Briggs
It's no
feels.
fucking way. Like, are you kidding me?
I
He
think
asked
it's
me,
great.
you going the right direction?
Hey, it's logical.
And he wasn't even being funny. He really thought I might be that dumb and drilling this whole counterclockwise.
You are getting older.
Anyway, so we got to the third hole and it wasn't drilling and I just was wearing out and he changed the bit. He goes, yeah, the bit's burned up. But it still was not super easy to lean into those things. They didn't want to go.
Somebody even asked, was it plugged in?
Yeah, it was plugged in. And it's square tubing steel on the truck. So there's an outside layer, an inside layer. Then we had to drill into the actual steel we were putting up, which I think was 3/16.
So the question of the day is,
Yeah.
did you get it done?
Yeah, looks great. Came out perfect. Came out flawless. Put carriage bolts on the top. It hangs in there. I mean, you could pull a car with that thing if you wanted to.
Wow.
What do they say? They ain't going anywhere. That was
Great day.
That's how we knew it was done.
So while you were gone on Tuesday, I was home working.
Yeah.
And the internet, Spectrum internet here sucks ass.
Every house we live in, the internet is not good.
I hate Spectrum. I'm
Yeah.
getting to the point where it's going to rank up to DirecTV, AT&T, and Spectrum are going to be at the top of my list.
Really?
And
You
you
just-
know what happened?
You're just throwing Elon Musk's deal out? Starlink? Not going to use it?
I'm
You-
telling you the 3 things that I don't like.
Oh, I thought you said you're getting ready to use one of those 3.
No.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
I got rid of DirecTV and told them to pound sand.
You literally told
Then
me that too.
AT&T, I did the same thing, and
Yep.
Spectrum's now going to be up on my list.
Wow. Yeah, you did. You absolutely told those companies off. One of them, 2 of them, you told them while they were there, pack up your gear and get the fuck out of here.
Pretty much.
Pack up your shit and just gather all your stuff and go.
So what I did to work, I took the hard line that you have usually for the shows and I
Yeah.
dragged it completely through the house into my office so I can get stuff done. Because what was frustrating is I'm typing away or answering emails or something, and then a little message comes and goes, you lost internet. And I'm like, what the heck? Or I'm trying to create something. I was doing t-shirts and I lose it. And I was getting really frustrated. And so I finally
Did
hardlined
it work every time with the hard line?
Yeah, it did.
See, that's one thing. You got to drag cables across all the floors in this house. The last house we were in, all the rooms were hardwired in the walls before they built the house, before they finished the house, before the drywall went up. That's something I want to do is
in the house,
in our new house, is put those things everywhere. So you just have a connection in every room.
They need to have them in multiple places.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very frustrating on Tuesday. And since I was the only one that was home, I was like, fine. The dogs,
cares?
it didn't seem to bother the dogs.
No, they
so
didn't trip over the cable.
But oh my gosh, it drives me crazy.
So
So
back to my deal at the foxhole. So there's a couple stories I got there. One, I've only seen your brother really get in trouble twice. And once was just kind of a stern look. It was kind of a standoff. See, St. Donna comes out and she's like, hey, can I get you guys something to drink? No, I got my drink. I have my water. Take my water everywhere. I love my water. And she tells the Sun Valley Fox, can I get you something? He goes, yes, dear. And, bring it out. So she does. A little while later, she's talking about food. And she's like, it's after lunchtime now. We've already been working for 3 hours straight. And she's like, I'm going to bring you guys some food. And I'm like, okay, the last night's hot dogs or hamburgers is fine with me. I don't care. Just no bun. I'll eat that. Dr. McDreamy says protein, protein, protein. So I got to eat the protein, protein, protein.
Right.
So then he wants the same thing, but not yet. So she comes out with my stuff. Mm-hmm. Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, comes out with his. He goes, not yet. I'm working. So she goes back inside. She must have come out 45 minutes later with the food or, ready to deliver. He goes, I'm not ready yet. I don't want it right now. She goes, you got to eat something. It's now, we're getting to 3 o'clock or whatever it is. And so I tell her, I'll text you when he's done with something, when I can tell he's at a stopping point. You run out with the food and he can stop and eat. So I don't know, another hour goes by. There's no time to text. The guy doesn't put tools down for longer than 8 seconds. So I finally get to a point where I'm just about ready to say, go ahead and bring it out. And she comes out and says, I'm leaving. I'm going to the store. And I'm like, I go, what about your lunch? She goes, I've already missed it. I missed that chance.
He knew it was done.
He knew it was done. He goes, yeah, she goes so long, then she just puts it away and she doesn't care anymore. She's like, I tried. I don't care. You don't want to eat. Don't eat. I don't care. And kind of like you, refrigerator's in there.
That's
Kitchen's
right.
in that way. I'm just leaving. So this is where the story gets interesting. Now, we're fixing up Dr. Shadowlight's trailer from the Banana Sauce Union, which we borrowed, and there's little things that have gone wrong on the trailer just from normal wear and tear. One is, as you're driving along, every screw, they put in Phillips screws holding things together, they back out. We were tripping over them. Kids were walking
that's
stuff.
right, yeah.
Yeah. We had to take screwdrivers and run them back down so you wouldn't snag your shorts on them as you walked by something, or run them down and trip on them. It was like, what the hell, man? The exterior trim around the opening did the same thing. The trim these screws would back out and the trim would pop up and then you'd catch your foot on it. So we're going back and making sure all those are fixed. We put new screws in it and tightened everything down where it's supposed to be and got it all set. But one of the things that came off is one of the bolts backed off on the two cables. There's two cables that lower the drawbridge, if you will, that lower the ramp. The whole back of it turns into a drawbridge and ramp, but it's got two cables on a spring to help you raise and lower it. But one of the bolts just backed off and popped out, and the spring came off, or the cable came off. So I just took the cable and set it to the side, and I kept the bolt, and I thought, okay, I'll fix this later, which that's what I was doing. So I go to take this cable. The Sun Valley Fox actually found the cable in one of the shelves, and I'm like, all right, let me try to wind this up on the spring. The spring has tension on it, and I had to wind it and be careful and get set. So I wind it and I carefully go around it, keeping the cable in the track, in the second track, in the third track, in the fourth track, keeping tension on this. I'm pulling on it. I put my hand up there, hold it in place, and I pull the cable tight. Now I can walk away. Now I can walk down the ramp holding the cable because I'm keeping tension on the cable. So I don't want this thing to go boing and come undone. I got to go back and do it again. So I'm standing there. The Sun Valley Fox has been doing stuff. He's had a hammer. He's had a screw gun. He's been doing things and getting it set. I'm doing my stuff. He's doing his. I get done. Now I need his help because we have to actually compress the spring to make the cable reach that last 2 inches far enough. So I'm just waiting. Sun Valley Fox is running around, and we have Blue. Now we've got my truck and trailer all out in the driveway. We've got his trucks in the driveway. And St. Donna comes home from Target or wherever she was, right?
Yeah.
And she comes in this big horseshoe turnaround driveway and has no way to get to into the garage. Now,
that's her parking spot.
that's her parking spot. Now,
You guys blocked her parking
now
spot.
hold on. I want you to think about this for a second.
Oh, that's deadly.
We had it. There was enough room to get around Old Blue.
Sounds like that's why you're not there.
I did not get uninvited. Now listen, she could have driven around Old Blue. It was a little bit tight, but there was plenty of room. She just didn't want to. So she gets out of the car and she's walking towards me. I'm standing at the end of this trailer holding my fucking cable. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I'm holding the tension on the cable. And I said, you couldn't get around the truck? She goes, well, I might have been able to, but I didn't want to hit it. And now she just washed and detailed the car. So she tells the Fox, she says, hey, can you pull that thing in? What do you think his response is? Like, yeah, I'll get to it in a minute.
Ooh.
And she looks at him like, no, you're not. So she walks down the driveway and goes, I did wash it. I'd like it put away now, thinking, I don't want the wind to come up. Let's just put it in the driveway. I just cleaned it. He goes, yeah, I said I'd get to it.
Oh, shit.
So she goes in the house. And I tell him, I go, just go fucking move it. And he's like, what? I go move it. He goes, why? I said, because you know St. Donna's going to be standing at that window with her hands on her hips, fretting until you put this thing away. I go, just go do it now. Let's get back to work. So he does. So I'm still standing there holding the fucking cable. Had this argument with him holding the fucking cable. Now, he goes and gets in her car. He backs up about 6 feet. He tries to go around Blue, the old truck. And he stops. And he's looking over the steering wheel like an old woman. And he's like, I can't make it. I can't make it. Now, I'm looking at it from where I'm at. And I'm like, dude, there's 3 feet on one side of there's 3 feet. You got tons of room. You could probably make it where you are right now. But you definitely could move over 1.5 feet and have plenty of room. This is not a big deal. Of course, he's got his window rolled up. So I'm screaming at him from across the yard. He can't hear me. So he backs up like he's going to back up into the street. And then he stops. I'm like, what the fuck is he stopping for? 6 minutes later, a car goes by. I'm like, you were waiting that long for the car to go by? Now, remember.
He's a little old, okay?
He's a little old. I'm yelling these things out loud because, number one, St. Donna's in the house. She can't hear me bitching at him. He's got his windows rolled up. He can't hear me. The only person who could hear me was Chuck, the next door neighbor, who was laughing his ass off.
Oh, he was out there?
At the whole thing going on.
Lord.
So, Sun Valley Fox backs out again. He goes to the other end of his horseshoe circle driveway where I'm parked. I've got my truck and trailer nosed up in that because we have another driveway. I can block this one. He tries to get around my truck on both sides, which there's no way you could barely get a motorcycle there. But he's looking at it. He's in the street looking at it real hard. And then he takes off.
Again?
He left. He went down the street towards the hill, towards the mountain.
Okay.
And I'm still standing there.
Which is, I could think, a dead-end street.
Yeah, and I'm holding the fucking cable still. I'm going, what are we doing? Why am I still fucking here holding this cable? Let's go.
Burning daylight.
Burning daylight. So he's gone. He leaves.
And you're standing there.
I'm standing there with my dick in my hand and the cable in the other. I'm like, what are we doing? Finally, he comes back. He pulls in behind Old Blue and gets out. I go, what are you doing? He goes, there's not enough room. I go, dude, there is 3 feet easily. What does he do? He walks around his wife's car and goes, oh. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Well, no shit. Again, I'm still holding the cable.
I agree with somebody in the chat. You two need GoPros on play dates.
So he gets back in. He backs up. He pulls it in easily. Wasn't even close. He did it like a pro. No issues,
in like
no nothing.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. He pulls all the way in. He goes in, tells his wife, your car's in, everything's good. And of course, he's thinking he's going to get the, oh, thank you, my hero. She's going, what fucking took you so long?
Oh.
She's got the attitude of like, why didn't you just do it that second? And he's like, I did. But then he comes back to me and he's got this smile like, everything's good. Everything's fine. I said, did you leave for a beer? He goes, what? I said, you drove down the street. You didn't come back. You either went for a beer, a quickie, or you took a nap. But why would you leave? All you had to do was drive the fucking car around the truck, and you took off. Well, I went to try to see if there was room between your truck on that side of the driveway, which there was. And I go, you had to drive over to notice that? You couldn't see that from where you were. You had to get out in the street and drive down half a block. I go, why did you leave? He goes, oh, well, Ginny next door, Chuck's wife, I saw her turn the corner. She's coming up behind me, and she needed to get home. I go, why couldn't she just drive around you? I mean, it's a fucking street, and there's nobody there. He goes, no, I thought it better if I just leave. I go, yeah, I know. I'm all right with the leaving, but you didn't fucking come back. Again, I'm still holding the cable. I'm now holding this cable for the better part of 45 minutes because he's dicking around with the car. So I say, okay, can we get back at this? He goes, oh, yeah. We're good. Everything's good. I said, all right, hold this. I got it wound up perfectly. I'm going to take a pipe wrench and I'm going to rotate the spring, and I just want you to hook it up. So I'm at the bottom of the ramp where the cable goes. I'm standing by the hook where the cable goes. I hand it to him. He's now standing right where it goes. I walk up the ramp with the pipe wrench to rotate the spring. He follows me. He follows me up the goddamn ramp and lets the tension off the spring. And the spool goes, boing. I said, oh my fucking God. He goes, what? I go, you were supposed to keep tension on the spring. I've been standing here for 45 minutes holding this, and you have it in your hands 8 seconds, and why were you walking up the ramp? That's not where the end of this cable goes. He goes, oh, yeah, sorry.
Oops.
He walks back down the ramp, but now it won't reach even close because the cable's sprung up there. I said, just come back here and let me do this. So I'm fucking with it again. I got my hands up there. I'm mad. I'm trying to get it in. And he goes, you want me to do it? No, I don't. I'll just, no. Thank you very much. No. And he's starting to laugh because from his perspective, this is funny. Big fat guy holding a cable for 45 minutes. And then the moment he gets it, he lets it loose. And I got to do it all over again. Oh.
Sounds great. Playdates sound fun.
There's not many times he does stuff like that.
There should be whiskey involved in playdates.
That was a moment where I was looking at him like, I gave him the look. Is the drill going the right way?
Oh.
That's the look I gave him. Like, you just took the tension off the cable. And he's like, oh, oops. He didn't give it a second thought. He's just like, all right, hurry up. Let's go. Hurry up. Let's go. I did this already once. I'm doing the job twice now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how that portion of the play.
Of your play dates?
You call it a play date.
That's what you guys are doing. Are you not playing in the garage? Are you not playing with big old Blue?
No, this is man stuff.
Play dates.
Hey, I told you. I don't think you read this. I posted this on the members thread. If you know, you guys know what a vise is. You know, vise is on workbenches and in garages, and a vise. There's two handles on the side. You loosen them so you can spin the vise whatever direction you want.
Yeah.
Then you lock down the handles. That's it. Now the vise works how the vise works, but there's usually two handles that loosen up so you can rotate it. And I noticed on Old Blue, which came with an old vise,
Right.
I had noticed that one of the handles didn't work. It was stripped. The other side did. It still held it in place, but it was like I was telling the Fox, I said, hey man, this one handle's broken. He's like, well, it's just two bolts. Let's just open it up and see what's wrong. And in this particular design vise, there's a big iron ring under it that holds the bolt heads in place, and it was cracked. So the crack would open as you tightened it. The head of this bolt would just spin inside the metal because the crack would open up and close and open up and close. And I'm like, well, that sucks. So we're standing there, as men do in their garage. Postulating. I'm not saying that there was alcohol in hand. I'm not saying that necessarily while we postulated this. Now, as a guy, there's a few options. One, this size vise, go down to Home Depot and spend $60 and get another one. Plop it right on there. Now you got a brand new one. That's option one. Just run down the street, buy another vise, set it on there, $60. You're golden. You're down the road. Option number 2, you could weld it. Now, it's not super easy to weld thick, old, ugly cast iron like that. In fact, Loud One, I was on the phone with him. He's like, just make sure you heat it up. Like, get that thing heated up in an oven as hot as it'll go, then heat it up with a torch, then try to weld it. He's right about that. And even I mentioned
Takes a lot more heat for that.
Well, yeah, because
stuff?
the heat of the weld just dissipates. It's trying to heat up the metal.
Gotcha.
I even said something like that to your brother. I told the Sun Valley Fox, I said, hey, I was just talking with Ian, make sure we heat this thing up if we try to weld it. He's like, yeah, I know. The heat dissipation factor will be the ratio of the metal with the thickness and the temperature outside. The heat of the weld will dissipate through the metal. You don't want to get it. I said, yeah, I got it. I know. I'm supposed to fucking heat it up. I got both of you telling me how to do this fucking welding thing. But we didn't have a welder. It was 5 minutes away at my house. So option 1 was $60, 5 minutes to Home Depot. Option 2 is weld it, 5 minutes to get the welder. Option 3...
was not do anything?
He came out and he has an old vise. He goes, I got an old vise laying around. Let's just put this one on there.
Where'd he get that?
I don't know, but he had one.
Oh my God, he's my dad reincarnated. just have old
He
vice
had an
just
old vise
laying around.
So he comes out with it, and we both at the same time said, well, it's not quite as big as the other one. So we really probably shouldn't replace it. I mean, it's a 4-inch vise versus a 6-inch vise. You really don't want to, make your stuff degrade it, go down. You don't want to downsize. You want bigger if you can. So option 3 was just throw the old vise on there, the one he had laying around. So we had option 1, go buy a new one for cheap. Option 2, drive 5 minutes and get my welder and weld it. Option 3 was put on the old vise that we had laying around. Option 4.
Oh my gosh, why is there so many options?
Because we're men and we think things through. Option 4 was take this big cast iron ring, clean it, collapse it in a vise. So the crack is now sealed up. Drill 4 holes in this thing and put a piece of metal, tap it like a machinist would tap it so you can have screws. So when you let this thing up, the crack won't open because there's now a Band-Aid, if you will. Just like a Band-Aid would seal up a scratch or a scar, the Band-Aid pulls it together. You push this metal together, seal up the crack, and drill a plate so when you let go, the crack can't open.
Oh my God, that's the one you guys did.
It only took 3.5 hours. And
But I knew that's the one that you guys were going to do.
And we had to, because now...
3.5 hours.
Yeah. So
when there was options with 5-minute options.
There was 3 other options that we could have done. And so 3.5 hours later, we did the strap. We put the strap on. We ground the bolt head down so it would fit behind the strap. We mushed a big muck of JB Weld in the bolt area so the bolt could never turn again in the area. Put the strap on. Your brother machined 4 holes and tapped them with threads perfectly so the stainless steel would go into the cast iron and everything would line up. Then we put it all back together.
Impressive.
It was damn impressive. In fact, he doesn't know this, but because it's questionable if you're going to get all 4 holes and all 4 threadings to line up so the screw doesn't bind up. Well, he was mumbling to himself when he was finishing it, and he's sliding the screws in. He goes, "I still got it." I don't think he even heard him say. I don't think he knew that I heard him say that, but just to himself, when he got all 4 screws threaded, he goes, "I still got it." Anyway. It worked flawlessly. So that came up. That was up on the member site with pictures the other day. That's right. We chose option 4. Now, when I was making fun of him at the end, I go, we had 3 other options we could have done pretty easily. And he looked at me with a straight face and he says, hey, this is what's called a field repair. What if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a welder and you don't have a Home Depot? It's called a field repair. So... just saying, this, that he was right. So that's why we changed the name of the truck when we're asking for people to buy an old blue T-shirt to help finance along. Where's the field repair
for your
truck.
3.5 hour Band-Aid situations?
That's right. And it worked. And it'll probably work forever. And you know what? Somebody's going to open up that vise 100 years from now and go, what the fuck did someone took the time to do this? And then they're going to look at it and go, but goddamn, that's clean work. That is some clean work.
You know who's going to want that truck is your future son-in-law, Thomas, when her and our daughter get that property.
Yeah, out in Texas. Yeah.
He's going to want that truck.
He's going to be like, just bring that out here. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so
Oh my God.
That's how what you call a play. Does that sound like we're playing?
Yes.
No. Does that sound like a date? No. There's some. We're solving mysteries of the universe. We're solving political and religious issues, and we're doing some mighty fine repairs there. Just so you know, I'm telling you, it was good stuff. You make fun of us all you want.
I'm not making fun. I'm just stating fact.
You're making fun.
No, because Donna and I text each other. And I always ask, how are they doing? And she says they're getting along really well. I'm like, that's good. So we text and we find out.
Do I got to come pick up my husband? Is he misbehaving? Because I'll come pick him up. If you're tired of him, I'll come get him.
Oh, my gosh. So let's give him a Briggs update, especially this last week. Started out a little rough.
Yeah, we talked about that last podcast Did we?
Well, not that he got his tires. No,
we talked about the fiasco, though.
Yes, but he did get his tires.
So
on
he did
Saturday.
go. We couldn't find tires. Les Schwab had none in stock, and they were like $1,400. Costco Jimmy.
Were they special tires?
They're just the tires I put on that Dodge Daytona truck aren't stock. I bought those cast iron wheels. Or I'm sorry, not cast iron. The chrome wheels, I can't remember what they're called now. I bought those wheels for it, but I bought a special size tire just to make it more street, because we lived in California. And so it's not a standard tire size, so everybody who was trying to sell them tires wasn't the right size. The size tire is a little bit odd. It's not, super uncommon, but it's a little bit odd. Les Schwab said they'd have to order some, but they wouldn't be here until after he'd already missed 3 days of work.
Okay.
Costco Jimmy came through. He raced down to Costco because he's a tire guy. He went through their inventory there in Minden and the one in, or the one, I guess it's in Carson technically, and the one in Reno. And he's like, yeah, we got a few sets, but they were top of the line, BF Goodrich. And he goes, there's nothing really I can do about the price. But he did get them for us. If we into a pinch, Costco Jimmy had some that we could have gone and got.
Got you.
So we're stressing out over this, trying to figure it out. And Briggs is like, I can't do this. I got to put my spare on. Maybe I'll just drive on my spare. Hope the other tires hold up.
Eee.
And then all of a sudden, your brother chimes in. Beer in his hand. He lets out a little burp, like, "Hey, go down to Hooten's." And we're like, "What's a Hooten?" He goes, "Not what, where? Hooten's is where you go. It's a tire place. Go down to Hooten's." So we called him. Right that second, I called the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I got aggressive tread and I got street tread. I got them in stock, and they were like $300, $400 less than Les Schwab or Costco." And so Briggs is happy. He's like, "Yeah, this is why you're my favorite uncle, man. You're my favorite uncle." And so he races down there and then calls me and goes, "Oh, hey, is it okay if I use your credit card and I'll pay you back?"
Of course.
So he gets his tires, gets his stuff. Found out that he does not need a front end alignment. He was driving down the road, pulling the wheel to the left pretty hard, but that was because of the tire going bad. Oh. He's like, "Hey, I didn't know you could have a tire pull." And I go, "Yeah, genius." He goes, "Well, it's all straightened out now. I don't need an alignment. My tires are good." So he gets squared away. But he made a mistake when he called into work. He called in his like supervisor, the guy he works with, the guy who's their crew chief, and just said, "Hey, the tire thing blew and everything's,
you
I'm
talked
fucked up."
about that. Yeah.
But then days later, I was talking with Ben, who's everybody's boss, and we're just shooting the shit about
life,
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly, I'm teasing him about his golf game and some other things. And he asked, he goes, "Hey, is Briggs okay? Was he in an accident or just the tire blew?" He goes, "I just blew out the tire." And he's like, "Is it? But everything's worked out?" I go, "Yeah, you got it worked out." He goes, "Well, I can't find anything out." And I said, "Why not?" He goes, "He didn't use the correct call-in line." Big company, you have to call into through their human resources department. You have to call in and say what the problem is. Then their department or whoever it is calls the crews and the bosses. But it's all documented, so any of the supervisors can go look at the documentation. When did he call? What story did he tell? Stuff like that.
Right.
But Ben's like, he's going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. You got to follow the rules, man. So I'm sure Briggs got a little talking to, probably in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. He needs it because this is his first big boy job.
Yeah.
So he's got to realize this is how the world works. He's never had a job like that, so now he's got to learn.
I like the fact that Ben and I were talking and he was really concerned about, he was saying, "Hey, does Briggs have problems with his girlfriend?" Guys do. And, crews talk. And he's like, "I'm genuinely concerned. Is everything okay?" He wasn't calling about him professionally. In fact, he didn't call him at all. I called Ben. So just in the course of me calling Ben, talk about stuff, he was genuinely concerned about, hey, is everything okay? Did he get in a wreck? How's his girlfriend? Is everything okay there? And, hey, maybe remind him to use the call-in line. So, because you're going to have to get him in trouble for that.
Right.
So I was thankful that even during my phone call to Ben, at the end of it, he did take time to check in on Briggs, kind of on a friendship level, because he's known Briggs before he worked there.
Right.
But I know there's some ethical lines you got to be careful you don't cross. You got to follow the rules. You don't pry. And Ben's following them, but it was nice of him to ask.
Yeah, exactly. So this week, he found out that he's on day shift this week, and
Yeah.
he's got a shit-ass job this week.
I think he's in trouble.
I think he's not in trouble.
No, I think he is. I think because the crew is finishing up out at Tesla.
Oh, you mean why he got this job?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I asked him. I said, are you in trouble?
I think they put him stripping wire and organizing inventory as like, no, you're going to go back to the yard and strip fucking wire, which is hard ass work. Even with the machines they got, because the machines don't always cut right. And I said, I think you got punished for fucking up. You fucked up a couple times now with that calling and stuff. Oh no, Dad. They needed this inventory done correctly, labeled correctly. You got to hit every nail on the head. You got to cross every T and dot every I. And I go, and you think they'd pick you for that? You're like the laziest, most non-thorough guy I know. And he goes, yeah, why would they pick me for this? I'm not really good at
I said the same thing at the beginning of the week. I said, it sounds like you're getting booted for something and getting the shit job. But he said yesterday, so the other job that he was doing is, I guess they have a lot of materials left over from the
returns,
job.
yeah.
And so if they get it all organized, they can return it and get some money.
Right.
So Briggs was left by himself to do all this this whole week. And I guess yesterday, one of the companies that buys they provide the materials, the guy came in with Ben. I don't know if he told you this.
No, I didn't hear that.
Ben came with this guy, and Briggs had organized it, had invoices and everything. And the guy goes, I could totally return all this. He goes, this is so organized and so well done. But he said it in front of Ben, and Briggs said, that just made my whole day. Like, I've been working so hard by myself to do this. So, sometimes you got to do those shit jobs. Then he understands the reason why you don't mess up the materials on the job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because shit runs downhill. So he just got a real big pump yesterday.
Well, I
with
still
the
think
thing,
he got that job because he fucked up, and that's the shit duty. But I don't know. I'm not an electrician. I don't even play one on TV.
Or he could be the new guy that you're the bottom of the barrel and you got to go do it.
Whatever. So we did go over to St. Donna, had a birthday last week, and there was a little barbecue. It was kind of nice to take a break from everything and go over there.
Yeah.
So and a nephew, I got to point this out. Nephew, his name's Easton. I didn't mention anything that whole barbecue for her birthday about GenXtalks. I didn't bring it up. I talked about sports, and I talked about, because Easton's a huge sports guy.
Yes.
So is his dad.
Yes.
And
mostly baseball, but
yeah,
yes.
mostly baseball, but they know sports, but huge baseball. And all of a sudden on our live streams, Easton's now logging in. He's in the comment section.
He's 12 years old.
He goes, hey, that's my aunt and uncle. And they're like, no, it isn't. He's like, yeah, it is. And I got to tell you, my only mission in life is to be the favorite uncle.
Of course.
That's all I care about. Nothing else matters.
Remember Disneyland Dad?
Yep.
You're like the favorite uncle.
Favorite uncle.
Universal uncle.
Universal uncle. Crazy uncle. I'm the one who shows up and everyone goes, all the kids go, all right. So, he was out there talking a big game and stuff. I got it.
You're the cussing uncle,
Yeah, you know what? I don't overly cuss.
No, you don't. You're much better when the kids are around.
But nobody says a foul word but me. Even you tuck all your words away.
When there's kids around, I got to be a little respectful.
I think there's a little bit to be said about preparing them for the world. I do. I think there's a little bit about that. Like, you might as well get the...
Not that he's never heard any of it.
Let's get the shock and awe out of the way right now, okay?
He's a good kid.
I want him to grow up and get a job and have people cussing and have people say, doesn't this bother you? And he go, no, you should see my uncle. This is easy. This is nothing.
So this is the Sun Valley Fox's grandson that we're talking about.
He's a good kid. And so,
I was telling you how much he looked like his dad.
Yeah, you'd said. Here's something I didn't tell Easton, and this is going to blow his mind. He has been around other uncles because they all live near him.
Right.
I'm brand new to the scene. I've only been around for a few months. I mean, I've met him before, but only been around. But I have been his uncle as long as they have, because we were married before he was born.
Right.
So the day he was born, I have just as much seniority
Oh my goodness.
as the other uncles.
True.
I just haven't had as much time on the field.
Yeah.
But you can't say, oh, he's your brand new uncle. He's been your uncle for 6 months. Bullshit. I got to sit down with Easton and get a calculator out and go, listen, my man, I was an uncle as long as they were. I want that to be on the record, just like I have had a Nevada license since 1994.
Oh my gosh, we're going back to that.
I have had an active Nevada license since 1994. I'm almost an OG around here.
Oh my goodness.
Check my license. When was my license first issued? They'll say 1994.
Okay, we got it. You've said it. That's
right.
enough.
I need everybody to know that.
So I want to talk about something. So we got invited to St. Donna's birthday barbecue, and I was like, oh, I hate showing up empty-handed, but what do you buy somebody that could go buy whatever they want, you know?
Want, yeah.
But she loves to garden. She loves plants. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get her a plant. I think that's what I'm going to get. So I made you stop at Sprouts. I said, oh, they always have really good plants in Sprouts.
Which amazed me because I thought that's where you go to buy stuff to eat.
You do, but they do. Trader Joe's has really great flowers. You know, there's few places that are cool. But I went in there and I'm like, oh, these plants are okay. And then I was like, but I want some plants too.
Well, you came out with plants.
I did 2 plants.
One little plant in each hand. These things
They were like a 6-inch pot, and they should have been about $10, $15, maybe. I don't know, maybe a lot. But I was like, huh. And then I just, I paid for it, and I jumped in the truck, and I'm like, wait a minute, that was really low.
Yeah, you went to the register. They were 99 cents each.
They were 99 cents each for 6-inch pots, and I was like, shit, I should have went back in there and got
she's
them.
got these 2 6-inch pots, one in each hand. The green of it is growing like 4 inches. It's a nothing plant.
I didn't like it. You knew I was disappointed.
Oh, you were sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, you made me stop here. You better fucking like it.
I didn't like it.
We already stopped. You already went in. This is it. We're done. So then we go to Home Depot, which a couple things happen in Home Depot.
Right. First, tell my story. He's talking to Ben in the truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am not sitting here listening to both of you chit chatter. I'm going into Home Depot. So I left. I went into the garden section. I'm like, you sit in the truck all you want.
So half an hour later, she calls and goes, where are you? I go, I'm still in the truck talking.
But when I walked into the garden section, they had the most beautiful mum plant.
Oh my God.
Like, this thing was ginormous. It had 3 different colors in it. And I'm like,
do you want to know how big this plant was? Do you remember watching What's Happening with Raj and Rerun and Dwayne? Picture Dwayne's afro. That's how big this thing was. Haywood Nelson, he's my friend. I can say that.
Okay.
Haywood Nelson's afro. That's what this thing looked like.
Oh my
it was
God.
huge.
It was so beautiful. And I'm like, this is for Donna.
So
this is like, yes.
I finally catch up to her and he go, what the fuck is with...
It fit in the whole back of the basket.
It did not. It went out over the top of the sides.
It's a little blown out.
Okay, could I get down the aisle with the ladder and the display without hitting it? No, you were trying to move the display out of the way so your goddamn flowering plant would fit.
Gosh.
You were grabbing the display trying to move it because it wouldn't fit down the aisle.
Anyways, it was a beautiful, beautiful plant. This was a shock and awe thing. This was for Donna. She could enjoy it on the porch or the back patio, and then she could plant it because mums are amazing.
She could enjoy it from a quarter mile away. You could see it from a quarter mile away. Her neighbors are going to enjoy that plant.
Okay, so then we were in my comfort zone, Home Depot.
And we're trying to find.
Girl.
Yeah, we're trying to find these
carriage bolts.
No, first we were trying to find ratchet straps. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And I said not the cam bolt type is what thumb release cam bolt. I don't want the ratcheting ones.
Right.
And so I'm looking everywhere. You're looking everywhere.
I went to the hitch section.
Yep.
You think it'd be in the hitch section?
Yep. I went online and looked, and all that. And the section they said it was going to be was bungee cords. So you and I go up to these 2 kids that work there with orange aprons on, and we're like, "Hey, man, we're really having trouble finding these straps." Both of them get on their phones.
The same thing I did.
And I said, "Whoa!" I said, "I can get on my phone and go look.
Yeah.
Why do I need you?" Why are you even working here? We all have phones and we all know how to look it up. Well, this is how we do it. I go,
I'm like, it's labeled wrong.
You don't know where stuff is in your own store? No, sir, we just look it up on our phones and then we guide you to it. I go, I don't fucking need you for that.
I can look at numbers for the lanes.
So the guy comes back, he goes, yeah, it's not there.
No shit.
We said, no shit, we've already been there. So you get frustrated. You just take off. You're like,
I was like, I'm done.
So then you go back and you actually find where all of them are. And you came back and said,
no,
they don't have the kind you want.
Right.
The girl there was one girl with the orange apron on. The guy gave up. The guy looked and goes, well, sir, they're not where they say they're supposed to be on the phone. You know, I even have the app. And it's not on the app. I go, I have the app too, genius. I go, so he gave up. The girl goes, I know where they moved him to. And she comes back with one. And you said, that's the wrong one. She goes, oh, well, let me go back and see if they have the right one. And like both of us said, we've already found them. We've already looked. You don't have it. Thanks for nothing. This is just a waste of time for two people.
Yes.
So then we did. This is where it got embarrassing. We went to look for carriage bolts. And I'm looking down the aisle because I know where the carriage bolts are, but I'm trying to see where they are. By the time I got to you, you already had one in your hand.
Yeah. No, I asked you, well, you got to tell me what size, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Let's go. Come on, tell me.
Well, you had one. You're like, I got a carriage bolt. They're right here. And I'm looking. You go, they're right here in this section. What size? 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch? You want 3/16, 5/16, 3/8? What are we getting? And I'm like, hold on a second.
Gosh.
And what the bad part is there was 4 other grown men, listening to you lecture me.
Yes, I'm like, let's go.
About carriage bolts.
What do you want? 1/2 inch, 3/8? Let's go.
You're making me look bad in front of my fellow husbands and dads there. We're doing home projects. We don't need some woman coming along telling us our business.
Maybe they were thrilled that a woman knew what she was talking about.
I don't know. They were laughing their asses off at me though because you were doing it. So
okay.
We got the nuts, we got the bolts, we got the washers, got that done. You embarrassed me about the straps. You embarrassed me about the carriage bolts.
I guess I won't be going to Home Depot with you anymore.
Well, I still need you to find stuff.
But you were pissing me off because you spent a half hour in the truck talking to Ben.
Yeah, and then I was talking with the guy. That guy came up. Oh my gosh!
So yeah, we were leaving the aisle, and I had walked away from him I was just gone for like a second.
You weren't even 10 feet away.
And all of a sudden, this guy goes, "Are you?" Jenna, I saw the back of your shirt. And I'm like,
it's you.
You have got to be kidding me.
He goes, I thought that was you, man. I wasn't sure, but then I saw your shirt. It says GenXtalks. You're that guy, right? You're that guy. I said, yeah, and then, so I'm talking to you and I'm talking to that guy and he's just smiling.
And the 2 kids that were helping us were like, who is this person?
Yeah, who is this guy? Because they didn't know. Like, you're not going to know. Get back to your fucking job. And then, the guy had told his friend, his buddy had walked up, and he's like, he pulls up his phone. He goes, no, that's the guy. Look, this is that guy. And his buddy's like, oh my God, it is. He goes, you should say something to him. He goes, no, I can't talk to him. And the first guy goes, I did. I went up and talked to him. He even shook my hand. He goes, no, I can't talk to him. I can't talk to him. So he leaves. But then the first guy goes back down to his family. He was there with his wife, his kid, and his mom, and I can see him like 20 feet away. I look down there, and he's holding the phone up for them. He goes, look right here, man. That's the guy. Wife didn't care. Mom didn't care.
They didn't.
The kid didn't care, and he's like, no, look, man, that's the guy. I follow this guy. That's him. Oh. The women didn't even get like, can we just go? Can we please go?
Just like me. They were just like, we're done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
we did. We did. We got out of there.
So on the way home from a play date, I get this phone call. You need to find out the last time we had the oil change on the truck.
Because you remember when we did it.
I'm like, what? I go, well, I can't look it up because the paperwork's in the truck that you're driving. And you were like, well, I don't understand. The truck oil is really low. What is going on? I'm like, how would I know? This isn't my department. That's your department.
And how long ago was the oil changed by the dealership did you discover?
June.
Okay. So we're barely 3 months out and it's not registering on the stick. Something's wrong.
So you got out of the truck and checked it.
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Got out of the truck and checked it, drove straight to the auto parts store, bought the exact synthetic weight oil that goes in there and put in a little oil, and then came back to the house and like, you better pull the fucking paper. I wasn't mad at you. I was mad at them because if you tell me it's done in June at a mileage, the mileage isn't even like.
And we were here.
It
was right after we moved here.
Yeah, it was in town. It wasn't that long ago. It was under time, under mileage, and it's low. And I'm going to tell them I have to go in there. So he's fucking, if I'm burning oil, then you give me a new engine, motherfuckers, because this thing only has 45,000 miles on it.
Aye.
So anyway, yeah, that wasn't that wasn't a happy moment. I had to drive down there and do that shit. So yeah, that fucking pisses me off. Transmission's got a problem it's going in for. Anyway.
God.
I'm going to tell you something happened this morning. I didn't share it with you because it happened like maybe 3 minutes before the show started.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here and I'm doing the work on my Mac. I'm cleaning some stuff up. I'm organizing for the day. I'm getting the screen set on here so everything works. And all of a sudden, my Mac starts ringing like a telephone.
What?
Like I'm hearing it ring.
Okay.
And it rang. And I sat up and I looked at my phone. I looked at the shop phone. And it rang again. And I go, oh, my God, that's the Mac. And the third time it started to ring, I hit the mute button on my keyboard and it went off. So I unmuted it and it rang again. On the fourth ring, a voice goes, hey, hello, how are you? And I sat there and I'm looking, the camera's not on. I thought it was like a phone call and someone was calling me. So I'm looking around, there's no camera on. I'm waving at the screen, there's nothing going on. That was my first thing. And the guy goes, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go ahead. Start. Yeah, right now I can talk. Now he's not talking to me because I'm not answering. So now I don't think it's a phone call to me anymore. Now I think somehow I'm listening to someone else's phone call.
What?
On my Mac. And it's quiet for like a minute and a half. No sound, no nothing.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden the voice goes, yeah, well, you know what? I could tell you all about that if you want. Yeah, I could tell you the whole story. And I'm like, okay, now I'm only hearing one side of the conversation. And then it dawned on me what I did.
Oh, God, what?
Somehow, and this Danny H will attest to this because we record, Danny H and I try to record all the podcasts, all the off-the-record shows, the world shows. We do the audio tracks just in case something goes wrong. We want to do a replay or do an audio thing of it. And for some reason, about 2 weeks ago, one of the off-the-record shows we did, remember when we were recording everything, but then the people on YouTube couldn't hear the caller.
Right.
And we couldn't figure out why. Well, like 2 weeks go by, and I'm messing with all the audio tracks because PodTrack records your mic, my mic, the caller on the phone, all separately. Uh-huh. And I was telling Danny, I said, there's like 3 hours on here of nothing on it at all. Then there's 3 hours where it's just my voice. You can when you're talking, it's dead. When the caller calls in, nothing. One track just had me for about 3 hours. Well, one of the tracks has 3 hours of mostly nothing, and the only voice on that track is the caller.
Oh.
Just the caller. So if you're listening to just the caller, you have no idea what the fuck is going on. And somehow it played on the music app on my Mac this morning. I must have hit a button and I'm going along, and all of a sudden the caller version of an off-the-record show from 2 weeks starts playing, and all I'm hearing is his side of it.
That's funny.
And I'm telling you, you want to be freaked out by something is like, holy Santa Claus shit. What the fuck is this?
That's funny.
You know, you figure it out and you're like, Jesus, H-tap dancing Christ, I'm frustrated. Yeah, scared the hell out of me for like 5 minutes. I'm going, who is this guy talking to?
Oh my gosh.
And then I finally recognized it, and then it was just that happen. Yeah, that's how that happened. So,
I have a question for you. You bought Old Blue truck.
Yeah.
The truck.
I did.
From Old Man Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
Hey, that kind of rhymed.
I love Chuck. Chuck's a cool guy.
Have you called him since you bought the truck?
No, to go back for the
Yeah,
other
you were
stuff?
supposed to go back for the other stuff that he
tires
wants you to
and
take.
yeah, no, I didn't. I need to.
You need to make some contact because he might be worried that you're not coming back.
I'll call him. I will. I know one thing that was kind of funny to talk about with that was, you know, I had mentioned to you guys before about how Chuck, he said some things, you know, and he'd been funny. Like he called me and he goes, all right, now I'm home. I just got home. I changed into my work clothes. I'm ready. You can come over. Forgot how people, you know, in the old days,
That's
you
right.
change. You change.
You had Sunday clothes?
Yeah, you went out for the day in your good clothes. You came back and you put on your around the house clothes.
Right.
Much like you do when you come home and get into your comfy clothes.
I was just going to say that. We're starting to have that trend. I like put on nice clothes to go out. You know why? Real sidebar here is because I can hear my mom talking. You do not wear that outside in public.
Yeah, right.
I'd be like, okay, Mom, I'll go change. I can hear her.
Yeah,
there were things that we wore to church. Even St. Donna and I were talking about how we used to wear dresses to church. You dressed to go to church.
You can tell people that go to Walmart that didn't have parents. They wear their pajamas into Walmart, they'll wear it. It doesn't matter at all.
Because we were told you were representing your
Yep.
family when you left your house. This is what the world sees. And so there's times I can hear my mom going, oh, you're not wearing that.
So Chuck comes along. I forgot to tell you guys something that Chuck said the other day. He goes, this goes along with, remember he said to give him a call. You just call me and I'll get ready. You can come over and finish, pick up the parts and the tires. And we can finish talking about cars in my shop. And, I said, okay, I'll give you a call. And then he says this. Now, this is purely old school. Not joking. He goes, now listen, when you give me a call, if you don't get a hold of me, go to an answering machine. I got an answering machine, But I take the receiver off the hook at 9 p.m. I don't like to be disturbed in the evening. And at 9 a.m. in the morning, I put the receiver back on the hook. So if you'd like to reach me on the phone, you'll have to call me after 9 a.m. I said, okay, I got you. Now,
Man, we should all be like that.
no kidding. Now, I want to bring up something. So the Sun Valley Fox, myself and you, we were in his shop, in his garage, laughing and carrying on and telling stories. And he's
I
sitting
learned
there.
so much about him.
And it was so fun. And I'm telling you, that hour and a half we were hanging out with Chuck, his phone rang 5 times.
It did, and he didn't even bother him.
It rang. That bell rang on that phone for 11 rings, and then it shut off. And it did it 5 times. He never even once made a move for that phone. It never occurred to him to answer that phone.
He didn't excuse himself.
No, he
nothing.
didn't even look over at the phone on the desk. He just he kept talking.
Nope.
He was not going to be interrupted. I thought that was hilarious.
I learned so much about him. He was married for 67 summers, is what he called
That's
it.
what
I
he
thought,
said.
oh, that is, instead of years, he
I
called
was-
it summers. And
I was
thought,
married to my wife 67 summers.
before she passed away, and I thought, oh, that is so sweet.
It just about melted you.
It did. I was
mean,
like,
right on the spot.
we should say springs.
No, I'm not.
We got
doing
married
that.
in the spring.
So what? I'm not saying
man.
spring.
Yeah.
That would be silly. I'm not saying that. That's an old school term, and I'm not that
Oh,
old.
it was so sweet.
Well, you know what? If you die first, I'll be sweet when I remember our life together. Okay.
And then I said something I regret till this day. We were looking in his garage, and there was in the back of a garage this beautiful pearl color car that he must have been working on. Leave it to me to open my mouth going, Chuck, what are you working on down there? And then the two jabronis, the Sun Valley Fox and my husband decide, oh, what is that? Oh.
Yeah.
And those two go out. So for the next hour, guess what we
all
did?
Chuck wants to do is question and answer time.
Oh, and he
show
was so
and tell.
vague and so good. Oh, he
loved
played the
it.
game with you.
He loved it. He had me going for so long.
Oh.
And he is so smart about all this stuff. So, I don't know. I do got to call Chuck. I do got to go back. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
I want to go
Plus,
back.
you need to interview him.
I do. I don't think he'll do it because of his age. He'll probably feel that's a private thing. But if I could talk him into sitting, I would listen to his life story. And just for no other reason than just to hear everything he did growing up and coming to the point where he was at to sell Old Blue.
I believe you about their the generation was very quiet and didn't speak about their personal life. But I think he's at a point, I think he's 90 now.
Yeah, he might do it.
He might do it. He might want, to leave that legacy and just have that story. You have no idea.
So you talked about being in your office working on T-shirt ideas and stuff.
Yes.
I got 2 T-shirt ideas I want you to do for me. One of them is for old people like the Sun Valley Fox. I think you should make a T-shirt with a pickup line for chicks when he's like at a bar or a barbecue or a social gathering. Should have a picture of him on there with a smirk, Sun Valley face with a smirk. And because he's really old, the pickup line should be, you want to be in my will? Hey, you want to be in my will? That's an
funny.
old person pickup line.
Okay, that's
Here's
funny.
another one. On the back of a shirt, it should say, like a person yelling, Jesus is coming, look busy. Look like you're doing something. Jesus is coming, look busy. I think everyone should grab whatever Christian thing they're supposed to be doing and start doing it because he's, what am I doing over here, Lord? I'm tithing. I'm tithing. I'm busy tithing.
I'm helping the poor.
Yeah, can't you tell? I've been doing this. Oh, you're here.
I'm feeding the homeless.
I didn't know you had arrived, Lord. I've been doing this so long. I've been busy. So
I'm turning water into water. Oh, no, that's
your
your job.
I think it should say,
man.
Jesus is coming. Look busy. That should be a deal.
Hey, I have to compliment you.
What's that?
The GXT shows this last week have been on point.
I'm telling you, it's like some of the stuff just fell together. Even the last two bottom of the glass shows, the World show came together. We're talking about the government shutdown. I got a lot of compliments on that, like breaking it down, like this is what it means, this is how it works. And, here's what's being, just the nuts and bolts of it. And it went by fast. And because we have Shiloh Ferguson now, she's been on staff, but now she's taken over the role of producing the Off the Record show. And she's learning that's not easy. That's learning that you run out of guests and you have to go scounging for now. And she's doing it.
But she's doing a great job.
She's doing it. She's actually going out and hooking these people and reeling them in.
I laughed when she wrote us and said, I've never emailed as much as I've emailed before.
Right. She asked me today, she asked all of us, she goes, does GenXtalks have a media kit? And I replied and said, well, if I knew what one was, we'd probably have one. And then she was kind of poking fun at Christine Matlock, who, of course, is married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
She's like, well, Christine Matlock is our brand manager. She has to have one. And I'm like, yes, let's ask Christine.
Oh, no.
I know Christine doesn't know what the fuck a media kit is either, but she's going to learn because that's actually a great thing that Shiloh brought up. I don't know what a media kit is. If anybody out there knows what a media kit is, let me know. But we should put one together because not only Christine, but Shiloh could use that for the show. So that was an interesting thing, but
that was pretty
Christine
cool.
Matlock, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy. Where's our media kit? You're in charge of this whole thing for brand management. Where's the media kit? That's how. See, I pinned her back on that. Now she's gonna stop everything she's doing today and go figure out what media kit is and build one for us.
Oh,
but yes,
my
the shows have been really
yes,
coming
thank you.
together.
A shout out to Shiloh. Great person for that job.
How long have we lived up here in Northern Nevada now? A few
3
months?
months.
I got to tell you, I'm beginning to think all people in Northern Nevada are Canadians.
Why? Wait, why?
Because they're nice. Canadians are inherently nice and just nice people.
How would you know?
I've been to Canada. I like maple syrup. Go Blue Jays. I like Bryan Adams. Come on, Bob and Doug McKenzie, take off, you hoser.
Okay.
So I am steeped in the traditions of our Canadian brothers north of the border there.
Oh, okay.
Question me like that.
So you're just going off that they're nice.
Well, we went to the dump that day. Remember? We drove out to the dump.
Right.
And that had to be the nicest, cleanest, most organized dumping facility with friendly people pointing you on what to do, dumb directions. When that guy told me, drive down the road for about 5 minutes, I'm like, at what speed? You drive down the road for 5 minutes and you see it right there. At 5 minutes, you'll see it. And I'm like, what if I drive really fast? Is it still 5 minutes down the road? What if I drive really slow? Is it still 5 minutes down the road? Other than that, which may go along with Canadians, that may be the way they talk. The people at the dump were flawlessly nice. They had to be Canadians. The grocery store, every grocery store I've ever been in, walk around, the customers, the people, they're just overly nice. In fact, almost every business I've gone into, they come up, the owners come up and they shake your hand. I met the owner, it was Doug, down at, where was that place we just, Mom and Pop's.
Oh, yeah, Mom and Pop's
Cafe, the little diner. I went in and met him and his wife. Nicest people you could come up with. I mean, friendly, super friendly.
Right.
It's. I'm telling you, there's got to be there's
something in the water.
There's something in the water. They're all drinking Canadian spring water or something because that's how it feels. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that, but.
All right, I think.
Oh, I was going to tell you that I know how the Sun Valley Fox got in trouble. I didn't finish telling you that. He kind of got in trouble for not eating when he was supposed to, but that was kind of just a look. He got in trouble.
Oh.
Only time I've ever seen your older brother get in trouble. He lost the dog.
Oh,
He lost Zelly.
shoot.
Zelly was in the garage, not on her leash, and St. Donna kept coming out. Where's Zelly? Where's Zelly? Where's Zelly?
Because that makes her nervous.
Clearly.
And my brother is always like, just leave her. Just leave her.
Right.
She'll be fine.
And every time she came and checked, Sun Valley Fox points with his thumb like, right there. There's the dog. Quit asking.
But this one
We
time,
got carried away talking about something, and then Donna comes out in her usual. She stomps out to the garage when she's coming to check on Zelly. She walks out in a whole different demeanor.
okay.
So she stomps out, and before she gets to us, the light bulb went off in your brother's head because he looked around, didn't know where Zelly was. Right at that time, there's a neighbor who's 300 yards away going, "Hey, come get your dog. Hey, think your dog's over here." So Sun Valley Fox goes out front. "All right, well, come get my dog. I'll be right there." And St. Donna was coming unglued.
Ooh.
She was livid. There's no question she had that mom look on her face. And I started packing up my stuff.
It's time for you to go
time for
home.
me to go. I gathered up. We were almost done anyway, but now is a good time to exit. And he came back. He went down and he walked all the way down the street and grabbed Zelly and came back with a collar. She was mad. He was in trouble. He couldn't say shit because he knew he fucked up. I said, "Well, I got to go. Thanks for having me over, guys. I'll come over and play again tomorrow. Thanks, Miss Thomas. Let me come over. I left my stuff here, but I don't care. I'll come back and get it later." And I left. I don't know how much trouble he got in, but that's the only time that I've ever seen him get the woman's scorn look was when he lost her dog.
Honestly, I don't really think Zelly would bolt and go. She probably just started wanted to check things
But
out.
what they said was she runs across the street to Mike's, the neighbor Mike.
Oh yeah, because they like.
And she'll get
she
hit by
likes
a car because she
Yeah.
has no concept of traffic at all. That's a real possibility. And there's
true.
a few more cars on that road than I would have thought for how far out they live. But it's an active neighborhood. You know, a lot of people doing stuff. So there was some concern there. I got it. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen him get in trouble. His ass got in trouble. I have no idea. But the play dates are over until Friday because Friday.
Tomorrow. We have a
okay,
field day tomorrow.
It's a field day.
We have a field trip.
So I told you.
Look how excited you got when it was like, we're on a field trip?
Well, I told Sun Valley. I said, "Hey, tomorrow you want to go with me? I'm going to town, do something." He's like, "Yeah, let me check with my mom, see if I can go." And then he came back and says, "I can go with you, but we have to take our own car." I said, "Why?" He goes, "I can't ride with you. I'm not allowed to ride with you. I got to take my own car."
Wow.
So apparently she wants to go to some fish place. And he's like, I can only do some of the stuff with you, but then I gotta go to the fish store and then I gotta go home. I can't hang out the whole day. But I think they're going to the coffee place with us to meet the owners and talk a little further.
We first have, because I got confirmation the coffee place knows we're coming, just so you know.
Okay, good.
So we have a tour of the chocolate factory, like Willy Wonka.
And then some conversation with them.
Yes.
Right?
And then we're going over to the coffee place so you can meet the owners and we can have a beginning discussion.
Yeah, more conversation
And
with
then
them.
we are supposed to go to the container store. And no, it's not the container store of plastic.
It's not in the mall and it's not for your kitchen. This is a big, badass 40-foot cargo container right off a ship from China. And your brother's supposed to go with me. We're supposed to look at these together. So you're
Yes.
supposed to go to that one too.
I told you, if you want a used one for your shop shit,
Yeah.
I like that, shop shit.
Yeah.
Then you have to look on the inside. It's like buying a used car. You got to go see what
I'm ready to
that
go kick
looks
some
like.
tires. So Sun Valley Fox and St. Donna going to the coffee place, going to the chocolate place, going to the container place. Now, I did offer to buy them lunch while we're out. So I'm thinking that we're going to that too. But where our paths diverge. And I might be a little jealous because when the Sun Valley Fox is over at the fish market looking at fish. To put on the grill, you and I have the privilege of spending some time potentially to purchase a 1947 Dodge pickup truck. Now, it's a little bit of a basket case, but we told him we'd come by and look at it. So who would you rather be? You rather be with St. Donna at the fish store, or would you rather be with the General looking at a 1947 Dodge pickup basket case with different colored fenders?
I'm going to kill you.
Well, we have to go.
We have project cars.
Okay, look, this just came. I didn't want this. I didn't want this.
Okay, but then why are we looking at it?
Because I told the old guy he's going to get it out of storage for us. I told the old guy we'd come by. I don't want to disappoint him. Can't go back on my word. Got to be a man of my word. Got to show up. If you want, you can go to the fish market.
When's my house being built?
See, that's the thing. What if I take this here and I buy it for a couple bucks here, but I take it back to LA and sell it for 6 times the amount? that pays for part of your house. See what I'm doing there?
When does my house get built?
We can't. We can't start on until spring. I mean, I'm going to do some stuff, move some fences, and clear the land, and get the gate in, and all. I'm doing that, but we can't start on until spring. So what kind of a question even is that? You know the answer. Spring. You already knew. You knew before you asked. You're trying to make me look bad in front of my friends, but I outsmarted you. I outwitted you. Even with the 2 brain cells I've got left, I still did it.
I have an idea.
You're going to go to the fish market?
Dragon Slayer Jade just gave me a great idea.
Great. She's
I'll
fired.
go with Donna to the fish market.
Yeah.
And the Sun Valley Fox can go with you to go look at the truck.
You better clear that with St. Donna.
And then I think you should probably fly by night and do the garage show over at the Sun Valley Foxes.
We got to go. We have to go to the UPS store. You know what I bought?
I can't even imagine.
I got 2 really good lapel mics that go either to they have an adapter for the iPhone, the Android, or it can go to the pod track. So we could do a full show walking around, and all you got to do is point the camera from a distance. It's no longer. Remember how we did the show and they couldn't quite hear us sometimes because you had the camera on me doing something, but the
Yes.
Fox was. Well, we're both going to have mic checks on there. We got the lapel mics, and it was only like $160 for the whole set.
Oh yeah, just $160. No big deal.
Okay, I just won't use heavy duty nails when we build our house. I'll use medium duty nails. Now we can afford it, see? Anyway, I thought that would enhance the garage shows. I thought you'd be excited about that.
Oh
good
my
job.
gosh, God help me.
I'm just saying, we got some good
Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I
cannot change and the courage to change the things that I can. Well, you can't change it. I already bought it, and it's a good thing. It's a great addition to the GenXtalks community, and don't you dare say otherwise.
Wow.
All right, so was there anything else to do?
No, I'm done.
Banana Sauce Union trailer's coming along. We got everything fixed and put back together. Everything's done. We just got to do. We got to take the last few things out of it, empty it out into someplace, either storage or here, and then it's done. The problem is, I told him I'd drive that halfway to Flagstaff again, and we are now 10 and a half hours away from Flagstaff, and he's like, "Dude, I really need the trailer back in the next few weeks." And I don't want to drive all the way from Texas to Nevada.
Correct.
But I don't have a truck. My transmission's going out. I'm really stuck on that. I don't want to have to rent a U-Haul just to drive down and drive back. But I told him I'd do it. I got to give it.
I think we'd be able to do it at the end of October.
I think he needs it by the 20th.
Well, we'll work on it.
Working on that, but we're trying to figure that out. So anyway, yeah, got to run it down to Flagstaff and back. So anyway,
Hey, we could borrow the brand new truck over at my brother's.
your brother doesn't even drive that truck. He might let me use
Why
that old
don't the
Dodge.
two of you go away for the weekend and do it together?
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Who gets to drive the truck? Though he ain't gonna let me drive that truck.
I don't care. You guys could go together and go pull the trailer. I'm sure that would be hilarious. And you could have your little mics on and
Not
just
gonna
shoot the shit for 10 and a half hours.
I'm not gonna sit and put a lapel mic on your brother and I while we're driving and just talk to each
I
other.
think that would be hilarious. I really think that would be.
Oh my God! All
That
right.
was some of the best things I got of you and Briggs when we were traveling. Is
Was
I'd
just-
sit in the back seat and you
Yeah.
guys had no idea I was filming.
We still have all that footage, but we've never even aired it. We've never even done anything with it. We still have it. All right. Without looking, look at me. Look at my eyes. How long have we been on?
Hour 30.
Hour 29.
Damn.
Hour 29.
I knew it was
Wow.
long.
Yeah, it's long run. But it's a good show. It goes in par with keeping on track that everything we talked about. We've had a really good run of GenXtalks shows and podcasts. They've been enthusiastic. They've been fun. They've been entertaining. They've been very informative. People have learned a few things out here. So I think this goes on track with that. I think this is going to rank right up there. The pod track recorded the whole time. The Streamlabs recorded the whole time. Not sure if Danny H was back up the whole time, but damn it, we got it good here. So
That was fun.
Listen, we're still on the radio, broadcasting on kgxtradio.com. Thank you guys for listening in. All right, it's time to say goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Not sure where you're chiming in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you're listening in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go, there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out, baby.
Bye-bye.